Man, does that not look good? So I wanted to talk about super sampling your games to get better visual quality. As of right now, I'm playing at 1080p. My monitor is 1080p. That's natively what it supports. So pretty good, but you get to see a little bit of shimmery, right? Things aren't super smooth. I can see things moving in my peripheral vision and it's really distracting. Mind you, I have anti-aliasing on, so this is the best that the game can provide for aliasing. So how do we fix that? Well, we can play at a higher resolution. You can see I already have my anti-aliasing on. I'll just turn it off to show you what without is. There you go. Look at the leaves on the left. Look at how crispy it is. But the further you go, the lower the quality of the trees become. Eventually, in a game like this, there's so many of those trees. You can see those trees are actually just big blocks of texture, flat texture. Now they're not even individual. So if you play at a higher resolution, what you get is you get more pixels than if you would at a lower resolution. Does that make sense? It kind of does. So I'll show you what I mean. And I'm not gonna turn on TAA until the very end because I kind of want to show you what happens. So let's say if I play at half of the resolution, right? So now I have less pixels, and when I'm moving around, you can see it's flickering everything. But my frame rate's pretty good. I'm getting 70 frames. That's not bad. So if I go and increase to 1.5, that's 1440p, right? Just now, I think it was 720. And then natively, I was playing 1080. This is 1440 now, but it's downscale to 1080p because the native resolution I'm playing on is 1080p. So we still see these jaggies and anti-aliasing, but not so bad. You can see at the houses, all these diagonal angles, they look pretty good. In motion, you don't notice them so much, but when you stop, you can kind of see jaggedy lines everywhere. So let's go ahead and increase and see what we get, because from 1080p to 1440p looks pretty good, right? It fixed out a lot of those jaggedy stuff. So what about 4K? Now take a look at my frame rate on the bottom left. It essentially gets cut by 10, I guess, right? So now I'm at 50, maybe it'll drop to 30, but you can see the fidelity is a little bit better. It's not like 2 times better than 1080p, but it is a little bit better. You can see the trees in the distance. Now they're not just big blocks of textures. Now you can actually see that they have these like holes in them, so you could see through it. So the further you are, you can actually see a lot more. But this is weird. Why is it that if I'm on 1080p and I'm playing 1080p native, I don't see the little dots out in those trees out in the distance right there? Right? So here, let me show you again one more time. So if I go to native, check out the trees out in the distance. They just become big blocks, right? Go ahead and take a look. Those three far out into the distance where the fog is at. So they just turn into big blocks, but when I increase it to 2 times of the native resolution that I am, essentially playing at 4K. Wait. Oh yeah, that is 4K. So now I can see little teeny details in the tree out in the distance. Not only that, but it also increases the fidelity of the visuals surrounding these things. So I'm gonna go by this rock right here. I'll just crouch down. There we go. Keep that American flag in. So take a look at that beautiful rock and moss. I'm gonna, yeah. No, I'll just keep that in frame. That's cool. I'll go back down, change the video. This is native. There. You notice things in the foreground, sorry, in the background gets a little bit blurry, but in the foreground, it's pretty smooth. The texture also changes the higher resolution you go, so, or at least how it renders the textures. You can see a little bit more detail, or at least it kind of smooths it out, right? Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm using the high resolution texture pack, so it probably won't affect it because it's always at a really high resolution. So anyway, we got 4K, we got 1K, we got my hands coming out. So why play at a higher resolution? Essentially, you get a much higher fidelity. It's as if you were recording audio at a higher bit depth and you're recording your vocals. You can get every possible like resolution of your voice. As you zoom in, you don't see these like stair-stepping effect. I mean, it will be, but it's a lot more fine now. And then when you export it into MP3, it just goes back down to 320 kbps. So what's the point? Was there no reason to record at such a high fidelity and then downsample it to a lower quality? Not quite. If you record it at a low quality, you will always get that low quality. But if you had recorded in a higher quality and then downsampled it, what you get is you get basically the waves of a higher quality sample. And then if you crunch it down, just like what I'm doing here, I have a low quality sample. I didn't want to go to photo mode. So I have a low quality sample. I'm gonna record it at high quality like this. Right, so I have this, and now I'm gonna compress it down into my monitor so that I can see it natively. So this isn't really what it is, but it just visually, this is what it would be like for music also. So I'll turn on the aliasing that will compresses everything, and then you can see everything is so smooth right now. Alright, I'm still looking at it in 1080p. Essentially nothing has changed, it's just that the rendering is much higher. I get a much better quality. So let's go back to 1080. Let's have a look-see. 1080. Okay, this one is with, even with anti-aliasing, you can see a little bit of shimmering everywhere around the trees. Right? And take a look at the ground, the rocks. Now keep that in your mind as you feast your eyes upon this. Everything is smooth. Everything looks clean. It looks really, really good to look at. Right? Essentially, you get a higher fidelity image. So, was it worth the cost? Now I'm playing at 30 FPS, essentially. Previously, it was 60 FPS. So was it worth all that to do? Well, there is diminishing returns. If you are playing at 1080, you really don't have to go higher than 1440, because I think any more than 1440, these sections, you don't see that much of a difference. So I have anti-aliasing still on. The resolution scale is now at 1440. Go ahead, take a look. You can. The screen don't bite. You can see it doesn't change a lot, maybe a little bit of shimmery, you know, but you're not trying to take the best photograph here. Essentially, you just want to play the game without these distracting visual effects as best as you can. So I noticed 1.2, you can get pretty good quality. Essentially, you could go higher, you could go more. You could go 1.4, right? Just a little under 1440p. So at 1080p, I think this looks pretty good. And I'm still getting 60 frames, right? It does not look as good as 1080p, but the cost... Oh, sorry, my bad. It doesn't look as good as 1440. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. It does not look as good as 4K, but the cost for 4K is so much, it's not even worth trying to render your game at 4K and then downsampling it. Unless you have a really strong hardware. Right, so what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing this is good. So what I want to do, just keep it low. Just keep it 1.3. I think that looks pretty good. It doesn't shimmer. Everything looks quite sharp and still quite good. So the next thing I want to do is I don't want stuttering, because stuttering kind of takes you out of the game. So what you can do is you can essentially frame cap your game. Some games have it built in, some games don't, so you might have to use an external. This one does, so I'll just enable frame lock. I'll enable it at 30 because you are looking at it at 30 anyways, right? So when I have these, you know, I'm gonna increase it a little bit more. I might get stuttering, I don't really care. Let's have a look. There we go. Oh god, I'm dipping well below 30. Yeah. So you get a really nice like visual when you're playing this game. Wow. Check that out. Oh, let me turn on motion blur. Let's see what that does. Sorry, I'm just experimenting stuff right now. Does it make moving a lot better? Not quite. But yeah. Damn, look at these beautiful Mises. This is how you experience nature. Look at these beautiful animals. That's crazy. Oh, fucking hell. Oh god, they're out to kill me. Oh, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Holy fucking shit. Oh, you fucking moose. Die. Die. You can never take me alive. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you, moose. Duh, this is how you experience nature. Fucking. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So there you have it. That's how you experience nature. But I think the cost of it is really not worth it. So you got to test it out. I think playing it at 1.3 on a 1080p monitor is pretty good enough. Right? If you didn't see a big difference then, you would see a big difference in my freaking frame rates. Take a look at this. There you go. 60, 70. I'm getting a really smooth gaming experience, but with this nice crisp textures and aliasing. So some games have this, some games you might have to force it, like in Monster Hunter, and some games have Fidelity FX or DLSS that you can use to, here's another one. Oh, where's my gun? Where's my fucking... Oh, it hurt me. You fucking moose! Okay, that's it for me. Look at this. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful game. It really, really makes you feel like you're in the game. Don't you just hate it if you're playing nature game and then everything is so crisp, like it just looks horrible. It takes you out of it. That's something you don't want. Yeah. So try playing at a higher resolution than native, and you get to enjoy the game how it is intended to be, or at least the best as you can have it. Right? So wait, what else am I gonna say? That's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Oh yeah, one tip, if you have DLSS or FSR or something like that, FSR essentially renders the resolution. Whoa. FSR renders the resolution to something a lot lower. Like if you're playing at 1440p, it's rendering at 1080, and then it upscales it to 1440p. So you can actually get quality like this, but with a lot more performance. So if you can use it like that, use it that way. It's much better. Well, thanks for watching my video, if you were watching at all. See ya. I'm gonna go kill that guy now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kill that guy. I think I'm gonna kill that